Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Prison Architect in our, I would almost say, mega prison. So, we've got a lot to do still before we can even open our restaurant and bakery. So far, we've got our infirmary, we are working on our classrooms and our common rooms, which I think are going to really help with our reformed prisons and our reoffending rate. So, we're still waiting until that's, until that's done. So let's see, how far are we on the construction over here? I think it's almost done. Don't really know where we are waiting for foundation. We have a lot of parole going on. We are finding a lot of things over here. That makes sense. Oh, I had a big sneeze. Honestly, it makes sense because this is where our prisoners are mostly residing. So we do have some cells still getting built. I'm waiting on the beds over here. So let's see, do we have any... What have we got here? The weight benches, obviously, some lights. That's a lot of lights. Hopefully they will use those when we are actually finishing off here. I'm now really wondering. Okay, it is a bit in the middle. So let's see if we prioritize this, what happens. I don't know if we have enough cooks in the kitchen because... Well, it is eat time now, but we can already see a lot of dirty trays still. So let's actually see. Can we feed all our prisoners? Is that going okay? We have fed almost half of them. 80%, 82, 84. Well, I guess this works. 91, 93. We just need to see if we are staffed well enough that we can clean all our dirty trays. So far so good, I guess. Let's see. Staff is picking them up. I guess it looks like it's working. We've got an infirmary here. Waiting on here. Our solitary also seems to go okay. No, nothing to really complain about. I might actually see, because we do have our tasers rolled out. I actually wonder, does everyone have a taser? Carrying jail keys, step fast. I actually don't know. How do you dock these step fast? So they're all wearing some vests. But I don't know if they're also carrying... No, they're not carrying tasers because you need to do training for that. Let's program, staff program, card taser certification in a classroom. And I want to do that in their own classroom. That makes more sense. Rooms. A classroom. Classroom requires education. I did... What? Well, there we go. Let's quickly unlock that. Oh boy, we've got our first... Yep, we've got our first tunnel over here. So, let's get a guard response go over here. And then foundation. Remove tunnel. Do we know where it is from? I don't think so, but let's... I don't know. I don't know, so none of the other prisoners really seems to be escaping. That's an interesting one. We have one escape, but there we go, this is a dummy. Yep. Come on. Are you finding it? Nope. Ooh, that's two already. remove tunnels. So let me see, because I know there is a way that we can actually schedule those things. Custom sectors, no. Patrols, no. Assigning logistics, room quality, cell status, don't really care. Labor management, no. Oh, we don't have, it's not an emergency for sure. Because we do have tunnel search, but it's either search in all sectors. Well, that's not what we want. I mean, we could. Why not? Let's just start one. We did find some drugs. That's something. And education is almost unlocked. Nice. Well, thank you for fixing that bit of floor. Could you please remove the tunnel? There we go. Apparently, you really have to select purely the tunnel and nothing else, otherwise it just doesn't work. Well, I guess that will get going at some point. Why are people so slow? We're not doing that many things right now. Alright, but where can we schedule a regular thing? So we've got our CCTV, that's custom phones. Trust in a direction, prioritize area, no. Assign doctors, assign cooks. Logistics, prison labor, food distribution, room quality, grading, cell status. A fire has started in the kitchen. Not really. You've got sprinklers. Although one sprinkler is not doing the sprinkler thing anymore. Because that bit of pipe got burned. But that's the only... So we actually have the pipe separated because of this reason. So it's good that we did so. Bang up. Roll call. No. Narcotics search. Maybe it's one of the expansion packs. Maybe we will just need to remember it to do it ourselves. Alright, there we go. This is now done. So let's slow time down a little bit. Let's go for white walls around here. And now let's see later where we do our rooms. And that was all the money we had. However, can we get a classroom up here now? 8 by 8. Just a step door. Walls are expensive. Alright, what objects do we need? A school desk and the office desks. Alright. So we need one office desk. And we can have 3 school desks right now. And then if we start our taser certification, that also means that we need some budget for all the tasers. Look at all the parole and visitation things. That's a lot. What's our... so we have 9 reformed prisoners. That's awesome. Media moved on to something else so we can get our weight benches in. There we go. And here again. What about all these lights? So we have the weight benches. Some lights. I think all the lights have been placed around here. Nope, still some pending. Doors. Is there a middle? $19, so say 10. 8, and this is 9. So we will have a door over there. What was I saying? Doors. One door here, one door here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One door here and a door here. There we go. Let's finish placing the walls. And of course, a bit here. Objects. A couple more school desks. So I don't want to get this too crowded. So maybe something like this. Start program, and let's got the taser certification going. What's... Oh, so this floor actually has like different styles. Okay. Interesting. I was confused for a second. Right, so rooms. We can go for some common rooms. Common room here and a common room here. These are some huge classrooms. Oh boy. Someone died. Maybe a snitch? I think I just made a classroom there. Oh, no, but... Can I please select our prisoner? Yep. He was a snitch. Well, so far it's only been our second snitch. So... It is what it is, I guess. Maybe as soon as we have the tasers that things will calm down a little bit. Maybe. Let's go for butter. So, what's the best way of doing this? I think getting a large pipe over here. Well, we're not going to get a large pipe over there, but we know that we need this to go up like this. And our daily cash flow is not happy. Okay, what do we need for a common room? Apparently, nothing much. What do we want for a common room? With, well, a chess table. And that's about it. Cannot even buy a wooden stool anymore. Oh, one chess table in one common room. Let's get our planning removed from here. There we go. With a few unhappy lights. Let's move this light here. And this one here. Few. Getting 5 prisoners, that's nice. We already have 12 reformed prisoners. Reform rate still not the best. But so far so good. So a few more cells. Then we can expand a bit more. I still don't know. Maybe we will do a snitch area. I think this is... We're already at 75. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, look at how many are actually in solitary right now. We've got 5. 5 of them is solitary. We got some more things. Let's do a... shakedown. Needle, scissors, poison, a hammer somehow. And this is still not removed? Oh, it's apparently still in progress. Okay. We need the toilet back in here. Objects. There we go. We have some money again. I did not expect to have money issues in this prison. But here we are. And I guess this needs to kind of go up. So we can have a program that can be done in the common rooms right now. Is there anything that we really need? Workshop safety induction, not going for that. Kitchen maybe at some point. Classroom for the foundation education. Behavioral therapy is in a psychologist in a office. Inmates often struggle to control their violent nature. These one-on-one sessions with the prison psychologist aim to give them the tools necessary to de-escalate any situation they find themselves in before it turns violent. That's expensive. Maybe later. Alcohol groups therapy, that's for a common room. Flower therapy, animal therapy is a meeting room. Conflict resolution is meeting room. Do we maybe need 2 meeting rooms then? Common room, 3 strikes program. Allowing inmates and civilian delinquents to interact should have a positive, you know what? 3 strikes training is a classroom. Reformed prisoner constation is also a meeting. I don't know. But let's, you know what, we can actually have 2 meeting rooms. So 2 common rooms, 2 classrooms, 2 meeting rooms. Yes, sounds good. Let's make this an M. And then we've got an E here. There we go. That's a reminder. Cannot really do much with it right now. But it's okay. We're also getting our pacers in, of course, so that's also going to be a bit of money. Two died. Uh-oh. Well, someone was not happy about being in parole. Let me guess. It's Tom. Attacked staff and found weapons. Parole hearing failed. Yep. Well, you only had 1.7 years to go, guy. Not even. He almost served. There was only 0.3 of a year to go. Well, would have just waited a little bit, I guess, but no. It's fine. I think we can take out a different grant looking at it. Cellblock C. There we go. How much do we need? 100 prisoners. Let's get that done. So, quick build. Actually, no, we're first going to focus on these things. So, objects for a classroom. We need a desk. We've got some space, so let's space it a little bit out. And then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. We want some school desks. No. Actually, then we'll probably just actually place that one down again. 1, 2, 3. And 3. 3 and 3. Did I leave 2 spaces in between there? Yeah, looks like it. And these. Guess it's okay. I was actually not done with the classroom. What else can we do? Fancy desk. Another escape. Another tunnel. It is what it is. We cannot do much with it. I know it's over here. Let's make sure that we get the toilet. Dismantle. Yes, that was the dummy, I know. Anyone? There was only this one. That's fine. And let's remove tunnel. And then also get the toilet back in. So one thing I could consider is removing those cells on this side and having like a patrol going all the way around it, but I think it's a little bit too late to do so. If we thought about it before, we could have shrunken everything in a little bit. But this is... I guess it's okay. Classrooms. Guess that's fine. In the common room, let's have a look over there. In all caps. Maybe a table. Let's mirror them. It's pleasing on the eyes. That's a wooden table. I wanted a... Let's go with some chairs actually on here. We can have a couple of these things. There we go. White couch. White sofa here. Uh-oh, again a few unhappy people. Probably a snitch. Oh well. We want a TV. We can go for a large TV. Maybe. Do we want a computer station? No. Large TV. I wonder if that's in range, but we will see. Look at them, all sitting on the couch. Nice. And let's just go for one more chess table. And then over here we have the table tennis and this one, but we are missing... There's one more, isn't there? Table tennis, foosball, and... There we go, pool table. Yep. And I'm actually thinking... We don't really have... We could place a prayer mat and a yoga mat still in the cells. Although I guess we have enough exercise capabilities around here. There we go. Okay, flooring. Let's get some nice floors around here. Concrete floor. It's a Leco. Stone. Guess that's just outdoor. Yeah, that's just outdoor. Ceramic tiles. Checkered floor. Let's go for the fire resistant carpet. Well, we're not going for fire resistant carpet. Okay, so I guess our daily cash flow is mostly just because of laser things. Let's have a look. If we go to our program, staff program, we have 38 that finished. Nice. Good job, guys. Alcoholics group therapy needs to be in a common room. A chair, swivel chair. So I guess that works now. Our drug addiction, we still have 2 people that need it. Spiritual guidance. 2 people in queue, that's okay. 3 strikes program. Let's actually make sure that this is a staff-only classroom. There we go. So for the bakery, let's just actually have a look at that grant. Do we need to get anyone? Doesn't really say if they need any of the training. One of the spiritual leaders we bring in for religious programs has been riling up the inmates with all kinds of hateful speech. They've been fired, but the prisoners will take some time to cool down. Yeah, there's something going on here. Someone is unconscious. I don't know why. Attacked prisoner and attacked staff. So far our staff seems to be able to manage it. A little bit. How is our staff doing? We have 50 regular guards and 37 are available. And we have 19 dog handlers. Oh, someone died. And 14 are available. And if we look at our staff needs. Food, bowel bladder, a bit more comfort, a bit more recreation. Maybe they need some more breaks. I am kind of tempted to do the kitchen hygiene and stuff. It might be that we that we get some issues over here with more digging. This one still failed. I guess it's not properly assigned. Let's go for rooms. And the bed is gone. Well, that's new. There we go. I'm actually thinking of removing these cells. Yeah, I'm going to. Dismantle all the objects here. But also at the same time... let's see, we have them facing over there. Build this. I think this will really help with possible escapes. Of course, we also have the ones around here that they can basically just dig down, but it will take a little bit more time. And then we also say walls. And we have a few more deaths. Demolish walls. So you are extremely strong and stoical. You attacked a prisoner and you did some serious injuries. You've got a returning prisoner. We have a few that are now going over there. I think I will start assigning a few more guards. I also want some guards just walking around in this space. No, I don't think so. We might just assign them here as well. And get a dog handler. Doesn't make sense. Although if we also start doing the kitchen thing and letting them help out, then no. Maybe in the future. Let's first focus on expanding our prison. And I think we can build one more. And in the meantime, let's look at our patrols. So we can get our blue patrol around here. Cancel these bits. Make sure that we reassign the guard. And then we have to actually... We need some around here, so... Let's say we say blue goes around here. So, whoops, blue patrol here. No, assign guard here. There we go. Assign the guard here. That's just all scoots them up by one. And then the same with the dog handlers, they will go down one. There we go. And the pink line here. Pink line here. Same around here. That needs to be blue. This is going to be a big puzzle to actually try to solve this without having to move everyone. It's almost probably easier to actually just cancel all of these. Especially the top ones. There we go, you need to go one more down. This blue one needs to go, the pink one, we cannot remove them like this. Magenta. No magenta here, no magenta here. Okay, so I think at least these patrols are almost all sorted out. There we go. And then we need a magenta patrol The game really needs to think when you place these. And there seems to be a bit of a patrol here still. There we go. Alright, so we have magenta here. So 1 guard and 1 dog handler. 1 dog handler and 1 guard. This section is now fine. Blue patrol. Got another returning prisoner. 1 guard and 1 dog handler. And we've got a blue patrol here. The same thing, guard and dog handler. Ooh, alright, I see a gap in the thing over here. 1 over here. And 1 around here. Guard and guard. Dog handler, dog handler. Next. Blue one here. And a blue one here. Guard, guard. Let's get that nicely in the corner. For perfection reasons. There's no other reason for that. And the last one here. And there is something overlapping here, so I don't want a pink. And then guard here. Guard there. Dog handler here and here. No, up there. And then remove this bit. Okay, what does the warden want? Water pipe has burst. Yep, that looks like it's quite bad. Water, large pipe. I guess somebody here. Let's get that fixed. Okay, so all these cells are done. We need to change our flooring here to, I guess it's just concrete floor. Insufficient. Wow, okay, what happened to our funds? Re-offending fine. Yeah, that's bad. That is a lot of re-offending fines. What happened over there? Release prisoners. I guess it's only like 4 that re-offended. Then a few actually reformed, which is nice. But most didn't really. Our cash flow is negative. We are still getting a few more cells built. But let's see, we have 27 guards that are not really doing anything. So I guess if we go to staff and we say that we fire 4. No, not 4. About 10. Let's get them to 60. We now have 20 still available with 10 dog handlers. We need a few more dog handlers and then 10 regular guards. How many does that make it? 44. 41. Okay, 40 regular guards and 10 dog handlers. That should get us in the positives again, at least with our daily cash flow. Maybe we need... you know what? What happened here? Are you a snitch? You are a snitch. I don't know. Should we go for some protective custody? Oh, someone was angry. We're waiting for some items to be brought in. Well, basically we don't have money right now to actually buy them. Look at that, they're having parole on a broken thing. Is there a wall? There is a wall, it's just a bit of a weird shadow. We could do something about the snitches, or we could just ignore it. I don't really think this prison is set up for protective... I mean, we do have the space for it, definitely. But do I want it? I don't know, I don't think so. Because this whole prison is more about, you know, mess things. I'm thinking of if I remove these CCTVs, we will have a bit less crowding around here. We'll have to see. We again had 2 prisoners that have a What's up with a reoffending fine? You know what? I'm going to change our policy. So parole cutoff is at 30%. They could set it at recommended 40%. Medium security still at 30. No, why not? I mean, visitation policy. Apparently recommended is just all 1.5 hours. What can we do to... we are running our programs. It's hard. Wow. I guess that's just because of the fines that we keep getting. Foundation education program. Let's start on that one. There's so many people interested in that one. 3 strikes training that is in a classroom. Yeah, let's do both of them. Because the more of these programs you run, the better the reoffending rate is. Yeah, I guess better. Alright, but we're leaving it here for this episode. So thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what we should do about the snitchers. Well, we have 1 more death and I don't have money for anything else. So let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.